Hi, Assalamualaikum and good day to everyone. My name is Muhammad Hanafi Rashid and this video presentation is about my final year project. The title of project is Microwave-assisted Extraction of Lipids from Nannochloropsis species Microalgae Using Green Solvents. And this project is supervised by Associate Professor Dr. Rosita Omar. So for the video contents, it divided into 7 parts. The first one is introduction, then followed by problem statement, objective, research methodology, result and discussion, conclusion, and the lastly is a recommendation. Introduction. Omega-3 fatty acids are one of the lipid types that beneficial to human. Nannochloropsis species microalgae is one of the renewable source for omega-3 production. Commonly, hexane is used as the solvent for lipid extraction from Nannochloropsis species. However, the impact of hexane to the environment was very concerned because it is toxic. Therefore, recently research have been introduced new green solvent and eco-friendly, which is thyme. Problem statements. First, unquestionably green material or substance to replace hazardous substance. Second, ability of green material to reduce waste product due to human attitude. Third, efficiency of new method on lipid extraction. Objective of the experiment. First, to assess the efficiency of the pins on the microwave-assisted extraction of lipid. Second, to optimize microwave parameters such as power, time for the most effective extraction by the pin. And the last one is to evaluate the recyclability of terpene after the separation of lipid. Research methodology. Part 1 is about material and region. Solvent. For the extraction, we are using D-limonene and P-cymon. D-limonene is from citrus peel and P-cymon is extracted from thyme leaf. Okay, for the sample, we are using Nannochloropsis species powder, and for the fatty acid methyl ester preparation, we are using chloroform, hydrochloric acid, methanol, and hexane. Okay, for the second part is experimental method. Experimental method is divided into 5 steps. The first one is microwave-assisted extraction, then followed by filtration, simple distillation, phase separation, and the last one is a flame preparation. Lipid is extracted by using microwave-assisted extraction. Solvent and biomass microalgae are mixed into 500 ml round bottom flask, then inserted into the microwave oven for heating. Solvent amount is a constant throughout the experiment, and the parameters that change are time, power, and biomass loading. When one of the parameters is variable, the other 2 parameters are constant. After extraction of lipid, biomass waste is removed by using filter paper. Next step is simple distillation. Simple distillation is used to recover solvent. To perform, 70 ml distilled water must added to the sample, and then during azeotropic distillation of the binary water solvent mixture, solvent will be eliminated from the round bottom flask. So, when the simple distillation is finished, lipid and water will be in a round bottom flask, and then solvent plus water will be in the measuring cylinder. After simple distillation is done, we will do phase separation to separate lipid and water, and also water and solvent. Then water will be can be used again for the simple distillation method, and then solvent can be used again for extraction of lipid. The last step is fatty acid methyl ester preparation. This preparation must be done so that the sample can be sent to GC analysis. GC analysis is used to determine the fatty acid composition from the lipid extracted. Result and discussion. In this part, we want to see the effect of extraction time, power, biomass loading on lipid yield and solvent recovery. And also we want to see the result from the thyme analysis. The effect of extraction time on lipid. Graph shows lipid extracted at different time with constant biomass loading and power. As we can see, lipid yield increase as the time increase. However, after 15 minutes, the lipid started to gradually decrease. Due to lipid were exposed at the heat at longer extraction time, the lipid will be denatured and there might be possibilities of secondary or tertiary reaction happening. So, 15 minutes is the best extraction time for lipid. The effect of extraction time on solvent recovery. Graph shows solvent recovery at different times with constant biomass loading and power. Solvent recovery decreased as the time increased. Solvent had tendency to more vaporize when received of heat exposure. When the extraction time increased, the exposure of solvent to heat was getting longer. The effect of power on lipid yield. Graph shows lipid extracted at different power with constant biomass loading and time. Lipid yield increased as the power increased. When the power increased, tendency of cell to break were higher and increased the potential of solvent to absorb liquid. However, higher power can cause instability and consequent thermal degradation of bioactive compounds. The effect of power on solvent recovery. Graph shows solvent recovery at different power with constant biomass loading and time. Solvent recovery decreased as the power increased. Usage of higher power will create higher energy and amount of heat. In other words, it will cause the temperature to rise. Therefore, solvents will easier to get vaporized and lost. The effect of biomass loading on lipid yield. Graph shows lipid extracted at different biomass loading with constant time and power. Lipid yield increased as the biomass loading increased. However, lipid yield started to decrease after 10% of loading. Increasing of biomass loading can result higher lipid yield. However, every solvent had maximum amount of analytes to dissolve. At certain point, the solvent becomes saturated and cannot dissolve the lipid anymore. The effect of biomass loading on solvent recovery. Graph shows solvent recovery at different biomass loading with constant time and power. It can be seen that the percentage of solvent recovery remained almost constant. The rate of solvent loss was almost same because receiving the same exposure of heat at the same duration and the same amount of energy from the microwave oven. It can be concluded that biomass loading did not affect the solvent recovery. This is thyme analysis graph after GC analysis. Each peak and retention time on the graph represent different type of fatty acid. An area under the graph represent the amount of composition for each fatty acid. In the blue rectangle show different type of fatty acid that recognized after GC analysis, and the table shows the amount of each fatty acid that accepted by different type of solvent. It can be seen that D-limonene is better than P-cymon because D-limonene extract more lipid than P-cymon. Conclusion. The aim of the present study was to investigate an alternative procedure for the determination of lipids using microwave energy. two original devices were combined to attempt this aim with good result in terms of gravimetric determination and fatty acid composition. As a consequence, it can be said that the proposed investigation is a valuable and effective method for lipid determination in Nannochloropsis species. In addition, the green aspect of the total procedure has to be taken into account since research concerning new alternative and new solvent for environment protection. Last part of the presentation is recommendation. Besides time and power, another parameter such as temperature is suggested to include in the extraction process because it is one of the factors that affect the lipid yield during extraction. Besides, instead of using simple distillation for recovery of solvent, cleavage distillation is more recommended because easier to handle and can minimize the solvent loss. In order to maintain the quality of lipid extracted, distillation process under reduced pressure is suggested so that the solvent recovery can be done under lower temperature and does not affect the quality of lipid. Thank you for watching my video presentation and I hope everyone enjoy.